guys, Megan here, and time for another video. I am going to be talking about this today. It is Raven Rise by DJ MacHale. It is book 9 in the Pendragon Adventure series. I had to think there for a second. So this is the second to last book in the series, and things are intense, guys. It's just, holy crap. There is a lot that goes on in this book, guys, and I have to say, it has come away since book 1. It has been like 4 or so years since this whole adventure with Bobby Pendragon has started. So, quite a bit of time has passed and for all the characters. They have all matured, and you have seen how they have grown as people. Which is good, but they still hold, like, the core of themselves. And there is still, like, the same type of humor, which I enjoyed. I do like the cheesy, childish humor that is in this book. So, we left off the last book where Bobby blows up the flume on Imbara, trapping himself and Saint Dane in the territory. Mark and Courtney, as well as Mark's parents, are still trapped on First Earth. So, Mark, Courtney, and the Diamonds are stuck on First Earth still. But I'll get to that in a minute. I like how the story starts off with not Mark or Courtney's perspective and not Bobby's perspective. I do like how we start from a totally new perspective in this book. We start off with Alder's perspective. He is the traveler from Dendoron, if you do not remember. And just, holy crap. He brought the, like, dado-killing weapons back to Quillian, and then he tries to go back to Imbara, but he can't because the flume is sealed, and he's a little worried about this. But at the same time, he doesn't question Bobby because he's the lead traveler. So with that in mind, he decides to go back to his home territory of Dendoron. And he is in for a very rude surprise. Apparently, the Quigs are back on Dendoron. So he gets by them, and he's a little worried because, yeah, the Quigs are back, so that means Dendoron is back in play. It means Saint Dane has something in store for the territory, and that is never good. And we find out that quite a bit of time has passed since Alder left Dendoron with Bobby and Ciri. The Beduin and the Malago are preparing for war, but not with each other. They're waging war on a totally another tribe for a pretty stupid reason. And since they unearthed the tack mine in the last book, they have a weapon which they can use to basically conquer the whole continent or landmass that they are on. And that's just going to throw everything out of whack. Then we switch perspective a few more times. We go see what Patrick Mack, the traveler from Third Earth, is up to. And things aren't what they were on Third Earth before. It has changed again, and not for the better. It's like post-apocalyptic almost, guys. It's horrible, especially compared to how Third Earth was basically a paradise before. So he travels back to First Earth, because no one can get in contact with Bobby, so they're all panicking, especially since the other travelers do not know what has happened. Mark and Courtney know because they got Bobby's journal. So Patrick goes back to First Earth to try and find Mark and Courtney, and they're all just a huge mess. They're confused. They have no idea what the hell is going on. So Patrick brings Mark and Courtney back to Second Earth so they can try and figure out what went on there, because I have a feeling whatever went wrong with Third Earth happened with Second Earth first, so they're trying to figure out what's up. Bobby's just kind of chilling out in his island paradise of Imbara, helping the territory rebuild. Things only stay happy for so long. I'm not going to say specifically what, because of spoilers, but basically, the Dados come back, and just all sorts of stuff happens. Saint Dane uses the flighters to unearth the flume in Rubik City, the ruins of Rubik City, and he uses that to do some more traveling. And Bobby actually is in this like huge turmoil of, okay, do I stay here and try and warn the people of Imbara, or do I jump back into that flume and try to fix things and go after Saint Dane? He makes the very responsible choice and decides to go after Saint Dane. So, guys, things are so intense here. Just, holy crap. I'm gonna go into my spoilery bit right now. I know I did semi-spoilers in the non-spoilery bit, but things happen. So, this new traveler guy comes into play. His name is Alexander Namir, I think is how it's pronounced. Apparently he is the new traveler of Second Earth. And he's an older guy. Neville Winters adopts him because he was an orphan in England and gives him Mark's ring, which she kind of bullied Mark into giving her. All sorts of crap happens. They're reunited with Mark and Courtney. And since Bobby's on Second Earth, and Second Earth isn't what it once was. Yeah, in the last book we have much increased technology, but that's not all that is up. Apparently there's this, like, cult thing going on. Probably gonna mispronounce it, but it is Ravenna. And it has been, this whole cult thing has started with Alexander Nemir. His whole philosophy is, yeah, he picks these, like, good people, like the wealthy, the athletic, the smart, the intelligent, all these people who are above average, and says you guys are the chosen to basically make the world and Allah a better place. Yes, he has been sharing the secrets of the travelers with the world, and that's not good. So, you know, the excellence of the people will be rewarded, and those average or below average basically become second-class citizens. So this is going to be the turning point for Second Earth. What's going to happen is the UN are taking a vote to make Ravenna the spiritual leaders of the world. If they vote yes, then the whole Ravenna action of, you know, making the less than excellent people second-class citizens will go into effect. And yeah, and those who are second-class citizens, unless they're out, like, doing physical labor and crap in the rest of the world, they are shoved into these, like, compounds and basically have to live there. And yeah, if someone proves to be above excellent, they can get out, but that's going to be very hard. And those in the excellent group, if they become less than excellent at any point in time, they're shoved in these compounds. So, holy shit, that is not good, yet since so many people are, like, part of Ravenna, people in power, mind you, too, you know, there's nothing no one can really do to stop this. And things are really hard for Bobby, since the police are still kind of looking to him and his parents' disappearance. So when he shows back up out of the blue, you know, 4 years after he disappeared, that's gonna raise all sorts of questions. And the fact that Mark and Courtney disappeared for a while when they went back to First Earth, that kind of threw things out of whack as well. In this process, Namir is trying to, like, silence those who are resisting him. There is a resistance group who are trying to, like, put them out of business, basically. Trying to show the world, yeah, what this guy is doing is wrong, guys. It is freaking wrong. So, in an attempt to quiet this rebel group, Namir sends a small group of, like, 12 people into the flume, which basically causes a riot between the resistance and the police, because they're like, what the hell? And we don't know if they're sent away to another territory, into nothing. We don't know what happens to them. And Mark and Courtney is part of that group, so Bobby is freaking pissed. But that is not all. Patrick went back to Third Earth to try and figure out as much as he could about this Ravenna, and apparently there is this thing called the Bronx Massacre that happened. Now, Bobby at first thinks, okay, maybe the Bronx Massacre was sending those 12 people into the flume. But then him and Alder are kind of arguing, well, 12 people isn't really a massacre. It's not good, mind you, but it is not exactly a massacre-level event. Then we find out the Resistance are holding this huge rally in Yankee Stadium, which will have, like, 75,000 people in it. So Bobby and Alder hear that, they're like, yeah, that counts as a massacre, alright. So, you know, Namir, he makes a giant flume in Yankee Stadium and kind of sweeps all those people into who knows where. A lot of people assume they are dead, because it's like, what else can you expect? They're dead or lost. And there are no bodies. After the flume sucks all the people in, the flume disappears. So that leaves no clue as to what happened in Yankee Stadium. Bobby witnesses all this via helicopter because Saint Dane and Neva, who is masquerading as the head of the resistance group, are watching him from above, and Bobby is horrified. Alder was killed down in the stadium via Dados, so he is beyond pissed. He lost his friends, Alder was killed, all these people were sucked into a flume in front of his very eyes, and he's in a blind rage right now. So he does a very understandable thing. He grabs Namir by the neck and is just like forcing him to look out the window and look at the chaos that he's causing. He's forcing Namir to watch all these innocent people who just don't agree with him to be dragged into the flume to who knows where, or even their deaths. And Neva snaps and she's like trying to talk Bobby out of shoving Namir out of the helicopter, trying to reason with him, which was kind of surprising because it's like, Neva, you're on Saint Dane's side. Why do you care what Bobby does? And Saint Dane is like egging Bobby on because apparently this is something that he wants, which Bobby doesn't care at this point because he's in such a rage. So Bobby shoves Namir out of the helicopter and Saint Dane just starts laughing, going on about he finally won. He has got the final victory. And you know that's not good. He wanted Bobby to kill Namir, obviously. Bobby then proceeds to fall into the flume, and he's, after a while, suspended in time and space, looking at the flumes from the outside, so to speak, and he sees them shatter. Bobby finds himself in this really weird territory, along with all the other travelers, both dead and alive. Kasha, Alder are there, and Bobby saw them die, so he's really confused about seeing them again. And just no one has any idea what's going on. And then, lo and behold, Uncle Press comes out of nowhere. So Press kind of gives him a little lecture, like, yeah, Saint Dane has won. Or he thinks he has, at least. If you remember, he did say something about it in the second book, I believe, saying, like, they will, like, something along the lines of, Saint Dane won't lose until he thinks he's won. And I would say he thought he won at this point. So he does a little speech saying, like, yeah, you guys kind of messed up because you mixed the territories and did all this, but they still had a chance to right what they did and beat Saint Dane if they were willing to take it. And of course Bobby's like, hell yeah, we're taking this chance. So we end the book with them kind of walking off into the distance. And that is annoying. That is a freaking annoying cliffhanger. Oh my god. So, oh man. This whole book, I was just kind of like at the edge of my seat reading it. Just flipping pages, trying to get through it as fast as I could to try and figure out what the hell was going to happen. And just, it was a real page turner, guys. So that's going to be it for this week's book review, and I hope to see you guys next time with the final book in the Pendragon series. Oh my god.